Professor Gokul.
Not necessary to introduce.
He is a senior professor in the area of decision science, having over 35 years of teaching and research experience. Before joining BIMTech, he was professor, PG Department of Business Administration, Sambalpur University. Actually, he started his teaching career as a lecturer in math from Sambalpur University. He is PhD in operation research, and he has also done his master's MPhil in applied math. And his last line in the brief CV, what I requested, very impressive. He continuously improves the courses he teaches in content as well as in the pedagogy, and enjoys integrating his research into teaching. Over to you, Professor Gokul.
So please help me in this sharing my screen only. Okay. So good afternoon to you all. So my topic is here, how we can apply this operations research tool to COVID-19 for sustainable future. I will not take much time, and at least I will not give time this opportunity to tell me to complete it quickly. I will finish before the time. Okay. So this is what I say. The world has witnessed several newly emerged diseases spreading in various regions of the globe, and then the latest being the COVID-19 pandemic, observed first time in December 2019 in Wuhan. And WHO declared coronavirus disease 2019 pandemic on March 11, pointing to over 118,000 cases that time, and it has spread over the 110 countries by that time. So far, it has infected millions of people and killed hundreds of thousands in the world, affecting so far, and surpasses 9 million with recovery of 4.6 million and death of 477,000 by 24th June. Sorry, I'm taking the data from the 24th June or 25th June, since I have calculated many things over here based on the medical efficiency and inefficiency. So I have taken the data 3-4 days earlier only. Okay. So the highest being the USA with 2.39 million affected, 740,000 recovered, death of 120,000, and India at that time 4th rank, affecting that is 456,000. Now it is 490, crosses 5 lakhs, and recovery of 259,000 and death of 14,476 on 24. But here now the research part for it is that research on epidemic processes has a long and fruitful history. Simple mathematical models that describe the essence of epidemic spreading can be used to feed the data with number of parameters, and the obtained values can then be used to make informed decisions. In recent years, research community has focused in management for recovery cases to reduce the death rate. This is the important one. So for this interdisciplinary exploration, at the interface of statistical and mathematics model, network science and epidemiology driven by massive amounts of data have been used. And now from classical models that assumed well-mixed populations to the more recent models that account for behavioral feedback and the structure of our social networks, research has come on a long way in better understanding disease transmission and disease dynamics, and more broadly, we can use synergies between different fields of research to improve our life. And here, now you can, in the light of the above discussion, now I'm going to what I have done using the linear programming, and that is based on the 2 steps. And you see here what I have discussed here. This is normally the 2 models that I have used here, where for a country, its population density and its population, though it seems similar, but they are 2 different things, because in the population, it may be the highest number, and in population density, it considers the area of that country also, and the average, what are the actually the medical or the health resources, all these that I have taken, facilities available in a country, that is the average IHR CCS, and the outcome is nothing but the confirmed cases of COVID-19. And this COVID-19 confirmed cases is not a normal output, it is a very bad output. So that is to be taken care while calculation. And in the second stage, actually, that this is the first stage, but in the second case, what we have done, this what confirmed cases we have obtained from the first, that can be used as our input, and the output can be your death cases and recovered cases. Now, here we have to find out the medical inefficiency. So this recovered cases, we can take this as our bed output, and then case we can consider death cases as our the output. So here we'll calculate from the second one, we'll calculate the inefficiency of our medical facilities for a country. And now you see, this is the model that I have used, and this model has been so far cited more than 25,000 times in its history. And the originator and the developer of this model is nothing but Rajiv Bankar from India, but presently he is working in Temple University, and my good friend actually, Temple University, Philadelphia. This I have used it. So here what we have done, you see, just if we are going to contagion control efficiency on our x-axis, if we'll be taking, we'll find out the efficiency and inefficiency using that model. And then the medical treatment inefficiency in the y-axis. So we can divide it into 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Normally the contagion control efficiency we divided into 0.9. We have separated in between less than 0.9 and above 0.9, whereas the inefficiency is 0.6 and then above the 0.6. So you see what we have done it over here. You can see if this is a first one, how I can take this one. Okay, anyhow. So I'm going back here. Now if it is coming, now you see in the first one, here the contagion control efficiency of a country is higher, and this medical treatment inefficiency is very low. So in this situation, you can see from this one, actually, you can observe that India is in this situation, because contagion control, they have control the transmission, but we don't have the medical treatment so far. So this comes under this one. And so these are the things over here. So we have classified 1, 2, 3, 4 into this category. So, but the fourth one is nothing but your poor performance in contagion control, but good performance in the medical treatment. This one, this also. So every sector has its own importance, to show it what we have done it. So what I have seen it, this is the data of the 25th of June. And I have taken the first, normally what is there, everybody is doing in this way, that the number of confirmed cases, as per the number of confirmed cases, they are ranking, they are saying that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 25. But I have taken all those 25, but in those 25 countries, 6 countries for which I could not get the whole data. So I kept only the 19, keeping their population density, and then this is normally the averages of the 13 different parameters of the health services, then the confirmed cases, recovered cases, and the death. This is what. So now if we go for this one, I have calculated using those bad outputs, considering bad outputs, so not the normal model it is. So I have with the bad output, so the first phase is giving you the contagion control efficiency, and the second one is nothing but your medical treatment inefficiency, the second phase. And now if you can go for this one, you see, this is how it is. This is the draft. So this is the case. So you see India is here. India is here. So you see these are, I have taken for the 19 cases. So this is where, and then the United States come under, it has actually no, so it is coming over here. And then the United Nations, Mexico, Brazil, Qatar, this comes under here. Belgium, Egypt, Colombia, they have their good medical, actually they have facilities there. So this is the case. So now you see, this is your 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what we are saying, this can be related. This is the same thing I have pasted over here. Someone can refer on this and what actually this section 1, 2, 3, 4 represents. Now, this you see all these activities, all these we can take. Now you can see. Now, if we come over this is human activity is strongly related to climate change. Now, the lockdown has resulted in rare sighting of blue skies from Delhi to Beijing, from Seoul to Washington, and the worldwide carbon dioxide emission are predicted to fall by 8% in 2020. This is the benefit side of this one. Then in socio-economic status is strongly related to vulnerabilities. And in the profit cases, you can say, we cannot survive for long without economic activity and the creation of financial values. So millions of businesses are falling in the face of this pandemic, and as many as 40% of business may not reopen after this disaster. So this is what we have to think of. We have to relate what we have to do. So we need to manage the climate-related risks, strengthen our social fabric, and inspire economic activities that creates value for humankind if we are to create a world that is sustainable and well equipped to combat impending crisis. So COVID-19 offers a chance to reset and reshape the world in a more sustainable way. It is up to every individual and corporation to take ownership of the future. An important part here I can say you, this I have done it because of the data for country-wise, but if a researcher can do it for the block-wise also, because you see, even in the different states of India, the situations are different. Even in a state or even in a district also, the blocks are different. So I request a young researcher to collect the data and accordingly do the analysis and can recommend for any management to take any decision.